Okay, let's dive in. What if? What if the way we think about normal is, well, just completely wrong? Maybe the biggest myth out there. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a film that's really asking that question. Sitare Zameen Par, and believe me, it's way more than just a movie. It's asking us to rethink what a bill even means, what it means to be human, really. And it just came out June 20th, 2025, and it's already getting people talking a lot. So our mission today, to unpack how this film, starring Aamir Khan, uses, amazing storytelling, some deep insights, to basically flip our whole understanding of inclusivity. We'll look at some really moving personal stories from it, some pretty surprising stats too, and yeah, even some controversy that shows just how important this conversation is. We've gathered quite a bit of analysis, reactions, the whole thing.
Yeah, and what's really compelling, I think, is how this deep dive isn't just about defining inclusivity like some textbook term. It's about seeing it as, well, a universal human thing, something that affects all of us. We've looked at critiques, the real-world impact, disability rights research, basically trying to understand how Sitare Zameen Par acts like a mirror. It forces us, society, to look at ourselves, maybe see things differently.
Okay, so let's set the stage a bit for Sitare's Zameen Par. The name probably sounds familiar, right? It's kind of a spiritual successor to Tare Zameen Par from back in 2007. That film, you'll remember, really brought dyslexia into the spotlight. Aamir Khan was key there too. This new one, Sitare Zameen Par, it carries on that sort of social commentary vibe, but it's also its own thing. It's actually an adaptation of a Spanish film from 2018 called Champions. Aras Posana directed this one, and Aamir Khan, well, he's starring and producing, wearing both hats. Now, our sources say, well, Champions was big. This film, Sitare Zameen Par, has shifted its focus a bit, the main story. It's about Aamir Khan's character, Gulshan Arora. He's a basketball coach. And his journey kind of kicks off after a DUI, which leads him down this really unexpected path, coaching a team of neurodivergent adults. And just to clarify, when we say neurodivergent, we mean folks whose brains process things differently, different perspectives, strengths, sometimes different challenges in a world built for the typical brain. So yeah, on the surface, it looks like a sports comedy drama. But our analysis, it goes way deeper than basketball. It's really about transformation. For Gulshan, and maybe for us watching too.
Absolutely. And connecting that to the bigger picture, Amir Khan himself has been very clear about the film's purpose. He's really stressed that it's meant to push the conversation about inclusivity forward significantly. This isn't just about entertainment, or box office numbers. Looking into his statements, it's obvious there's a deliberate goal here, a real call for societal change. It's actually quite rare, I think, for a film to be so upfront about wanting to shift perceptions, challenge norms, and spark a big conversation about something so fundamental. He's really using cinema's power here.
Okay, this is where, for me, it gets really interesting, like mind-bending interesting. Our deep dive shows Sitare Zameen Par isn't really about disability in the way you might first think.
Yeah.
What we found is it's more of a sharp critique of what we call normal. It throws out this pretty radical idea that all of us, we're just temporarily able-bodied. Just think about that for a second. We start life totally dependent, right? As babies. And many of us, well, we might end life needing help again. It makes you question how stable this normal state really is.
It's a profound idea, isn't it? It completely challenges how we usually think. The film frames disability not as like this rare thing that happens to other people, but as something fundamental, universal even, part of being human. It suggests maybe our obsession with normal is just, well, a construct, something we made up, not some inherent truth. And when we cling to that narrow idea, we end up excluding so many people, missing out on the richness of human difference. It really forces a reevaluation.
And you see this so clearly in the movie. Characters like Gudu, right? He has this intense fear of water, but he finds the courage to face it. It's incredible. Or Golu, who just dances with total freedom, pure joy, not caring what anyone thinks. These aren't just like heartwarming moments.
Yeah.
They're powerful statements about resilience, about joy, pushing back against labels society tries to stick on people. It's about being free to be yourself. This film's message hits home because it reflects real experiences. I had one myself, actually. Years ago, I was honestly a bit nervous before meeting Malini Chib for the first time. Malini has cerebral palsy, uses an electric wheelchair, types to communicate. I didn't know what to expect, how to act. Felt a bit awkward, But then, I don't know why, I just cracked some silly joke about stand-up comedy, and she laughed, a real hearty laugh. And just like that, poof, the awkwardness vanished. We connected over that shared laugh, and we ended up building this really strong bond. It was such a clear reminder that disability is just one part, The shared humanity is so much bigger.
That's a fantastic story, and it perfectly illustrates what the film does intentionally. It casts people like Malini and others connected to ADPT, Nailish Singh, Farhan Contractor, Zinima Legamala, Utpal Shah. It's not just about authentic casting, though, that's important. It's a deliberate strategy to humanize these experiences, to really challenge us, the viewers. And Amir Khan's character, Gulshan, he kind of acts as a mirror for the audience's own potential apathy or discomfort, his journey from being, frankly, a bit ignorant and impatient to genuinely understanding. That's the journey the film hopes we'll take too. It guides us.
Yeah, and it's not just impacting us having this conversation, it's hitting people deeply out there.
Mm.
We learned about this really moving letter sent to Aamir Khan Productions. It was from a man whose brother has special needs. And after watching the film, seeing someone like his brother reflected on screen, truly seen, he just whispered, "Ye bilkul hum jaise naam," which means this is exactly like us, isn't it?
Mm.
That moment of recognition. Wow, that shows the film's power, right? Breaking down walls, creating connection, seeing yourself authentically.
And let's put some numbers behind these powerful stories to really grasp the scale. The World Health Organization, back in 2011, found that 15% of the global population lives with some form of disability. That's about 1 billion people worldwide. And here in India, the figure is around 222 million. These aren't small numbers. It's a huge part of our shared human reality, often overlooked. And think about this too when you factor in families, caregivers, friends, allies. Disability directly touches the lives of over half the world's population, over 50%. So it's definitely not some fringe issue. It's fundamental. It impacts everything: policy, city design, support systems, everything. Ignoring it means ignoring half the world.
Right. And then there's this statistic that just blew my mind. Over 90% of us, 90%, will experience some form of disability during our lives. I mean, think about it. From being babies totally dependent to maybe needing help when we're older, or even just common things like needing glasses or breaking a bone, it completely reframes the whole idea. Disability isn't the other. It's, well, the baseline human experience, woven into life itself.
Exactly. And the film does a great job showing how allies play such a crucial role in this. Take Kartar Paji, Gurpal Singh's character. He's there offering support, understanding, sometimes a bit of necessary pushback to the team members. He's not just scenery. Our analysis shows he really embodies active allyship. He learns and grows with them.
Yeah, and that connects directly to real-world work that's been going on for ages. It makes you think of ADAPLed, disabled, all people together. Such vital work. Founded way back in '71 by Dr. Mithu Allur and Sathi Allur. You might remember it as the Spastic Society of India. They've been fighting the good fight for decades, advocating for rights, pushing for inclusive education, empowering people. Real trailblazers.
And the film captures that spirit of interdependence so well. It's not just Kartarpaji helping the team. The film subtly shows how the neurodivergent characters enrich his life and the lives around them. New perspectives, unexpected strengths. It's a quiet but really strong message encouraging us, the audience, to step up as allies, to see that supporting others isn't just charity, it enriches everyone. It builds a stronger, more connected society.
Okay, so that brings up a key question, though. If the message is so important, so needed, why the controversy around the release? Our research found the CBFC, the censor board, held up the release. They wanted 5 edits made, and one was pretty specific, demanding a quote from the Prime Minister that used the word divyang.
Right, and that specific point sparked a lot of debate among activists. Divyang, often translated like divine body or divinely abled, was introduced supposedly to create a positive image. But many activists see it as a euphemism. They argue that terms like that, even if well-meaning, can kind of, well, gloss over the real challenges, sidestep the actual issues, and reinforce that very idea of normalcy the film is questioning. So that whole controversy, it kind of perfectly mirrors the film's point. It highlights this underlying societal discomfort with talking about disability directly, shows how language itself is part of the struggle.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening? Sitare Zameen Par. It's not just a film you watch and forget. It feels more like an invitation. A challenge, maybe, to question these rigid ideas and just embrace our messy, diverse, shared humanity. And you can watch it now. It's out as of July 1st, 2025.
Yeah, and I think the way it blends humor, especially Amir Khan's comedic timing with these really profound themes, is just masterful. It doesn't feel preachy. It lets you laugh, find joy in the shared experience, even while it's gently nudging you to examine your own biases about ability and normalcy. That humor makes the message accessible, you know?
Absolutely. Our deep dive really shows it acting like that mirror we talked about, holding up our own attitudes, urging us to look, to think, and maybe to act, to become better allies, to see this isn't their issue, it's our issue. It's about all of us. So here's a final thought, something provocative maybe, for you to chew on. We know over 90% of us will deal with disability at some point, 90%. Given that shared reality, what's one small thing, one tangible step you can take, maybe even today, to acknowledge that connection and start dismantling this myth of normal in your own life, in your own world?